High school football kicks off this Friday, and we don't want you heading out to your local stadium unprepared. Standard Speaker sports editor Dave Seaman and I have two good sports podcasts for you to listen to. Last week we previewed our teams in the Schuylkill League. This week it's the Hazleton Area High School. Here's some highlights from that episode of Good Sports with Dave and Ken. Coach, I ran into you a few weeks ago at Frankie's in downtown Hazleton, pizzeria and restaurant, sponsored for SSPTV. And while you were there, though, you seemed very excited about this team. Even I know you're always excited about football, but you seem genuinely excited about this group. But you just said, it's a special group that you seem pretty pumped up about the 2019 season.
No question about it. Every year is a little different. There's always a certain sadness when you lose a group of kids. We lost a really good group of seniors last year. Meant a lot to us, meant our program and our community and our school, and a lot to me personally. Just say goodbye to Sparky Woke a few minutes ago. Walked off the field. He goes to East Stroudsburg tomorrow. So, it's a bittersweet job. We see our guys move on, but this group has really been energizing for me. They're just a different group. Very positive. I made the joke in the off season. My blood pressure wasn't raised one time. Right, this morning it happened a little bit, but
knock on wood now. Yeah.
But overall, what a great bunch of kids, and they're very confident, and they're very poised, and they sort of I think they understand what our expectation level is, and they've been really good in the weight room, really good in the field. And I think this group will, on paper, okay, we have one starter back in offense. On paper, we lose a ton of our offensive productivity, but I think this team's a focused, disciplined group is going to surprise some people.
How much could they make up for, the lack of experience with that poise and that, that camaraderie that they have?
It starts off with, you look at who's touching the ball most. Well, Matt Fisher and Lance Johnson, both of those guys have played. They were significant offensive contributors last year. So with those guys, I think it gives the rest of the kids a little bit of confidence, knowing those guys have been in the football field for us, and certainly defensively and also in offensive roles as well. And I think with that, I think we're comfortable in our system. Our communication is good. We have the ability to go no huddle. We have the ability to change things. Our communication is good. So I think our kids have a really good understanding of what we're doing. We're very simple defensively. We simplified a little bit scheme-wise and some things for our personnel. So I feel like our kids have a certain element of confidence. We've been around them long enough where these kids have all grown up in our program. These kids have been in the junior high and freshman levels and JV, and they've been with us for a long time. And I think there's a certain element of confidence that what we're doing is good, and what we're doing is going to give them an opportunity to win. So, we'll see how it goes in this 2 short weeks.
Dave, I want to do a segment where I take all cliches I hear people like us say, and then ask actual athletes about. Sometimes you hear a quarterback and you'll hear the announcer like me, who might be like, "Oh, I never covered a full football game. Get out here." And I'll say, "Oh, the quarterback needs a few passes, and he's probably confident throwing some of those shorter passes." Does that actually help when you go out there and get a few completions under the belt? You're okay,
definitely,
I'm flowing.
Definitely.
That is true.
Even in the 7-on-7 passing scrimmage that we go to in the summer, it's all right, we'll start off easy, get some completions under your belt, get settled in, get comfortable, and then that really helps.
Nice. What's one moment you think you really learned from as a quarterback, whether it was playing in wide receiver in a game situation? Is there something you look back as at a moment in the program where you're like, I really learned from this, even if it was out of practice, and you're like, this was a moment that helped really mold me?
Yeah, I think definitely the past years, these double sessions, just seeing everybody work this hard, it just shows you that if you want to be at their level, then you're going to have to work just as hard as them. Because we had 4 or 5 all-state players in the past 2 years, and just seeing them do what they did just makes you want to be right there with them.
Now, what kind of running back how would you define your style of play as running back?
I like running downfield. I'm a straightforward guy. I don't dance a lot. I'm pretty straightforward, and I like to get to the end zone.
Can you run overs? Do you think you could, if someone's in your way, you're not going to try?
Yeah,
you're just going to go through
hopefully.
them? Is that what you're
saying?
Try to
go through them, yeah.
To listen to the full podcast, go to SSPTV.com and click on shows and go to Good Sports, or click on podcasts, or you can listen at standardspeaker.com/sports. Also, make sure you're checking your print editions of the Standard Speaker for their annual high school football preview. That's all I've got, at least for now. For SSPTV Sports, I'm Ken Cara.